WWE Stars have been denied their release and they may sit out the rest of their contracts. Plus, 2 more NXT Stars are considered as potential draft call-ups, and a title match has been added to WWE Backlash. It's all in the wrestling news right now. Shoes off if you hate that stupid gimmick, the Dyad.
Oh, come on now.
I'll tell you who's taking their shoes off. It's Zach Gibson and James Drake.
Yes, absolutely. Formerly known as the Grizzled Young Veterans. There were reports a little while ago, I would say a few weeks ago now, that both members of the Grizzled Young Veterans, or now the Dyad, had requested their release, but it seemed like nothing then happened, which implied that they weren't granted it, and both members of the team have now given an update on Twitter, and it does look as though WWE has denied their release, yes.
Rip Fowler, formerly Zach Gibson, tweeted today, WWE have denied our release, which was requested on April the 3rd. On 15th of October 2023, we will be free agents again.
Quite a wait for him.
It's quite a wait. I personally want to thank all our fans for your continued support. It means a lot to both of us, especially during times like these. We'll see you on the 16th.
I hope that it comes around soon for him.
Jagger Reed said basically something similar. I'll just read Jagger's tweet and then we'll banter about it. As of today, WWE has denied my request for my release. I want to thank you all for your support throughout my career. I'll never take that for granted. My contract with WWE expires on the 14th of October, the day before Zach's. I'm excited to share our next chapter once we are free agents. Oh no, it is the same day, but he said that's the day, and Rip said it's the day after. That makes sense.
They've been tricky boys.
Tricky boys.
Now, I really liked the Grizzled Young Vets in NXT because, in a world where all the heels are cool and we have to find all the heels funny and charming in some way, they didn't care about that. And especially Zach Gibson on the mic, they were heels who wanted to get booed and succeeded at it and were part of some great tag team matches in NXT. Then, then they joined the schism with Joe Gacy and became kind of brainwashed minions, which didn't speak to their strengths, especially the promo strengths of Rip Fowler or Zach Gibson. So I can't blame them for being frustrated, Tom.
Yeah, I get it as well. I'm more excited for what this means come October. I know October's a long time away, but I'm excited for what it means for them, like what the future will look like for the Grizzled Young Veterans. I think a while ago we spoke about them doing it, like coming back and hitting the UK indies, but they're good enough to be anywhere in the world.
Oh, easily. I think I am quite surprised that of all the kind of unpredictable gimmick changes or strange changes of direction that have happened over the past couple of years in NXT, which is now NXT 2.0 and the rebrand and everything. Specifically, Zach Gibson is one that I was more surprised about because if you remember, he won, I think, the second ever UK tournament. Triple H was a big fan of Zach Gibson, it seemed like. And then he lost his eventual title shot against Pete Dunne, but he still won that tournament. And it seemed like he would be a standout star coming out of the NXT UK brand. The tag team was good together, and then they've both been kind of saddled with this gimmick, which just even watching it on TV, even though they give it their all, it's really hard to get over, really hard.
It's difficult. Well, best wishes to those two. In terms of what we'll see from here, by the fact they're free agents in October, it might be a case that they may sit out the rest of their deal as opposed to being put on TV every week. Because if they very publicly said, I ain't sticking around, then WWE will do one or two things. They'll either just have them lose every single week until they leave, or sometimes silence is the greatest form of punishment, and they'll just push them out of sight.
Yeah,
and just let people forget about them.
I think that the fact that they've done this is clearly some sort of to go public like this is clearly an attempt to force WWE's hand, and I hope that they just get to sit and do nothing, because to have them on TV when they clearly don't want to be there is technically taking away a spot that could be given to another talent who's perhaps coming up in the Performance Center.
Or because wrestling is so unbelievably predictable, tonight they just attack Joe Gacy.
Oh, yeah.
And then they go back to GYV, maybe?
I don't
doubt it.
think so. But
I doubt it.
Anything can happen in the World Wrestling Federation.
Oh, nice. Unbelievable. Anything can happen, even NXT Stars heading up to the main roster.
So before last night's Raw, Worked Wrestling on Twitter, that's WRKD Wrestling, tweeted 2 names scheduled to be working dark tapings during Raw are Cora Jade and Joe Gacy. Speaking of Joe Gacy, they are both seen as potential draft call-ups from NXT.
Had the Dyad beat him up? can go to Raw. No, I mean Cora Jade, I think, is an obvious shoe-in for the main roster.
Do you?
I think so. I think she's got all the trappings that WWE.
She's got a character.
She's got a big character, big persona. She's got a malleable wrestling mind, and I think that she's somebody you could put on Raw or SmackDown and make some magic with.
Yes,
I really do.
Hopefully Vince doesn't find out that she was the girl in that CM Punk video who gets his autograph.
Oh.
And then she says, I want to grow up and be a wrestler. And then she did. No. So fair play to her.
You're not going to be a wrestler, pal.
That's not how she said it.
Pal. You're now a plumber. Joe Gacy, another one. Now, to wind it back, when NXT 2.0 launched, we had Joe Gacy playing sort of like this wacky liberal character.
Oh man, it was weird.
And it was really odd. But I must admit, as a bit left of facing myself, I enjoyed it.
Oh, but I think he was ridiculing the left top.
Yeah,
but
the more I
watched
watched
a heel.
He was a heel with it.
But it was a unique take on a heel trope where he's saying that it was similar to like when Bryan was a heel, so they'd twist his whole environmentalism thing into, or when Punk's being straight edge and a heel, and he was going,
funny, isn't it?
He was going, I'm a big snowflake in my safe space, and that was me. Yeah, I mean, it kind of worked, I suppose.
I'm just thinking about the Daniel Bryan thing now you said that. You know what I like? I'm Daniel Bryan. I like not killing animals. Boo!
Well, that was essentially, yeah.
Essentially is what
Do you
it
remember when
is.
he stood on that burger?
Yeah.
I was so good. I lost
Me and
my
my
mind
mate
when he did
CM
that.
Punk, he doesn't have a beer on a Friday. Boo!
Yeah,
Wrestling.
kinda works. But then he became more of a cult leader, didn't he, Joe Gacy?
Yeah, and it went a bit weird. I'm not too sure where we go from here.
I'm surprised that Joe Gacy's one of the names mentioned, not because I don't think he's good in the ring. I actually think he's underrated in the ring. I think a lot of people hate his gimmick and therefore can't see that he's actually really good in the ring.
Yeah.
But apart from the former Grizzled young vets who might now be on their way out, the other member of his stable is Ava Raine, aka The Rock's daughter, who you'd think is too... She only very recently called up. Is she too new to just be left on her own in NXT?
That's true.
Yeah.
Unless they go up together as like a double act.
Possibly.
Potentially that might work.
Maybe.
We'll wait and see.
I think she's only just had her first match though.
Yeah, she failed to win the Chase U Academy.
I mean,
For Schism.
you can't beat Chase U not on their good day like that.
Not on their bestest day.
They're the best.
Next weekend, WWE Backlash from Puerto Rico. And we have two matches.
Oh my God, Tom, the chair's just...
Is your chair broke?
I don't know.
Wow!
Carry on.
Botchamania! Botchamania!
Oh, I thought I fixed it.
No. Hey, I'll tell you what, I hope Io Sky doesn't botch her potential title opportunity next weekend.
I'm so scared to shift my weight. Yeah, you're right, Tom. No. Yeah, you're right, Tom. No. Yeah, you're right, Tom. She won a triple threat number one contenders match on last night's Raw.
No, this was a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, no, she didn't. Sorry. Yeah, she...
I tell you what, you sort your chair, I'll read the news. Bianca Belair is going to defend against Io Sky next weekend at Backlash. So we saw Io Sky a few weeks back beat Piper Niven and Mia Yim in a triple threat match to earn the match. Last night on Raw, we saw Damage Control taking on the team of Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. That's exactly what Io Sky said, but was unable to do so to stop the pinfall on Bayley from Bianca Belair, meaning that Belair got the win over Damage Control. And it's... There's another chair there. When you get that chair, go for that one. As a result of that, Io Sky is very upset. They're going to have the match next week. I think potentially...
It's so wrestling.
It's so wrestling. What do you want to talk about? Potentially, we could see a title change here. Maybe this is maybe where Io Sky does the thing.
If I had to predict, I would say no. I think this will be another title challenge to bolster Bianca's dominant reign and to make her seem even stronger. But I do like the matchup because it's a unique one, and I like the clash of styles.
I'm hoping that if she gets past this one, maybe Triple H will introduce another belt. Right, we can't beat you, so there you go. Play with that one.
Yeah, probably.
That's the rules these days.
Yeah.
Another huge match has been added to the Backlash card as well, hasn't it, Jack?
It certainly has. This is making me sit very upright. I'm very uncomfortable. It is a celebrity match, but is it because he's very good? And I think that the card is in capable hands because Bad Bunny will be facing Damian Priest of the Judgment Day in a street fight. That should get the crowd up in Puerto Rico for Bad Bunny. And there's history there because they're former friends.
They are indeed. He's only ever had 3 matches. It'll be his 3rd match for Bad Bunny. His
been
first
all right,
one,
though.
he's been brilliant. He's been outstanding. First one was tagging with Damian Priest.
Right, exactly. But I believe at the time, and I might be wrong here, but I believe Priest was actually carrying a little bit of an injury, which meant that Bad Bunny was forced to do more than he maybe would have done and still did very well. I think it was against The Miz and Morrison.
Yes, it was, yeah.
Because they were bumping all over the place for Bad Bunny. They did a really good job as well.
I think Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest is going to be brilliant.
I
have
think
a
so.
good feeling in my waters. It's going to be a really fun match.
If it wasn't for the startling rise of Logan Paul in the wrestling world, I think we'd be like, oh, Bad Bunny is one of the best celebrity wrestlers ever.
Yeah.
But turns out, timing-wise, Logan came in and was just that bit better. But
Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul would be a fun match.
Yes, it would. No, it would be fun. It would be fun. But who's gonna lead that? Who's gonna call it in the ring, kid?
That's a horrible thought. I haven't even thought about that one. I'm off to the bin to throw that chair away now. And whilst I do that, you can check out more wrestling news throughout the day at cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.